Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I am Nur Syafiqah binti Asmadi, and today me and my partner Muhammad Danish Helmi will be presenting a case study on climate change and tourism sustainability in Jeju Island landscape. The case study explores the relationship between climate change and tourism sustainability in Jeju Island, South Korea. The study highlights the potential of an organic relationship between climate change reaction and the development of sustainable tourism. It discussed the challenge faced by the tourism industry in Jeju Island, including the lack of collaborative project planning, the instability of the project life cycle, and the prioritization of short-term results over long-term sustainability. The study emphasized the need for stakeholders to work together to establish a concrete plan for climate action projects focused on long-term sustainability, qualitative growth, and mutual growth with local communities. By addressing these issues, stakeholders can promote sustainable tourism development in Jeju Island and beyond. One of the main issues identified is the inadequate collaborative project planning in the tourism industry. This lack of collaboration among stakeholders, including government agencies, tourism associations, and NGOs, leads to a dearth of information on crucial project aspects such as budget, timeline, benefits, and drawbacks. Moving on, the instability of the project lifecycle is a significant concern. The tourism industry often prioritizes short-term gains, such as an increase in tourist numbers at the expense of long-term sustainability. This myopic focus can jeopardize the success of climate change response programs. The third highlighted issue is the inefficiency of dispersed governance. Establishing consistency at the private level becomes challenging, and governance execution heavily relies on local conditions. The absence of centralized governance results in conflicting interests among stakeholders. Another main issue is the absence of collaborative project development. Projects are often designed in administrative silos without considering their far-reaching effects on external parties. This calls for a need to ensure that all stakeholders are involved in the decision-making process. Lastly, there's a prevalent prioritization of short-term results over long-term sustainability. Civil service institutions tend to favor immediate gains, such as increased tourist numbers, potentially harming the overall success of climate action initiative. As I've already mentioned before, the first major challenge we encounter in the inadequacy in collaborative project planning. In the tourism industry, where various stakeholders including government agencies, tourism associations, and NGOs play pivotal roles, a lack of collaboration can lead to incomplete information, conflicts of interest, and a fragmented understanding of project implications. For effective climate action, a coordinated effort is essential. Moving on, we confront the instability of the project lifecycle. The emphasis on short-term gains, such as an increased number of tourists at the expense of long-term sustainability, raise concerns. Sustainable tourism necessitates a focus on enduring environmental, social, and economic impacts. Recognizing potential project failures due to an unstable lifecycle underscores the urgency for strategic long-term planning. Our next challenge lies in the inefficiency of dispersed governance. Challenges in establishing consistency at the private level reveal issues with decision-making structures. In a multifaceted industry like tourism, lacking centralized governance can result in conflicting priorities. To streamline efforts and ensure an unified approach to climate action, centralized governance becomes crucial. Another notable issue is the absence of collaborative project development. This indicates a silent approach to planning, potentially neglecting external impacts. In the tourism context, where projects can have far-reaching effects on local communities and ecosystem, collaboration is not just beneficial but essential. failure to consider external parties may lead to unanticipated negative consequences. And lastly, we address the prioritization of short-term results over long-term sustainability. This myopic approach, especially by civil service institutions, raise concerns about the durability of climate action efforts. In the tourism sector, focusing on quantitative growth without considering long-term impacts can result in environmental degradation and a decline in the quality of experience for tourists. That's all from me. Now, I will pass the presentation to Danish.
Hello and good morning everyone. My name is Muhammad Helmi bin Arifin, and now I will continue with suggestion. Firstly, it is collaborative project planning. Stakeholders in the tourism industry need to work together to create a detailed plan for climate action initiative. This can support the advancement of Jeju Island sustainable tourism development as well as the effective execution of programs aimed at combating climate change. The next suggestion is long-term planning. Stakeholders need to prioritize mutual growth and long-term sustainability with local communities. This has the potential to support the growth of environmentally and locally beneficial sustainable tourism. Thirdly, it is policy and institutional reforms. Adopting a low-carbon path necessitates major policy and institutional reforms, behavioral changes, and climate change action. To promote sustainable tourism development on Jeju Island, stakeholders must focus on policy and institutional reforms. Lastly, evaluation and modification. Stakeholders must assess the efficiency of climate change project and modify implementation strategies based on evidence-based data. This can help impact decisions on whether to renew, extend, or terminate a project. Last but not least, for the conclusion, the successful implementation of climate action programs in the tourism industry requires collaboration, centralized governance, and a focus on long-term sustainability. By addressing these issues, stakeholders can work together to ensure the success of climate change response programs and promote sustainable tourism in Jeju Island and beyond. That's all from us. Thank you.